Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're looking into something quite common, but really complex. It's about when an aging parent moves in with their adult child.
Yeah, the whole dynamic shift. We've got this fascinating case study, really. It follows Mae Jaew, she's 70, retired, moving from the countryside to Bangkok.
Right, to live with her daughter, Jamjai, who's 45 and single, and Mae Jaew's husband had recently passed away.
Exactly. And the key thing, they haven't actually lived under the same roof for nearly 30 years.
Wow, 30 years. That's a long time.
It really is. So our mission here is to unpack those first few weeks. What were the immediate challenges? What kind of support systems popped up to help Mae Jaew start adjusting?
And feels like there's inherent tension there, but also opportunity, right? Two adults figuring out this new arrangement after so long apart.
Absolutely. Potential friction, potential for, well, a renewed connection. It's all in there.
Okay, so let's get into it. That initial move, moving from the countryside to bustling Bangkok, must have been tough for Mae Jaew.
Oh, definitely. The first set of notes we looked at, titled Moving, really highlights her reluctance. Feeling like she's losing her independence, landing in this totally unfamiliar place.
And having to fit into her daughter's life.
Exactly. Jamjai's single lifestyle. And maybe, small things suddenly seem big, like no proper big kitchen she was used to, maybe different ideas about tidiness.
Yeah, things that wouldn't normally matter can suddenly feel huge when your whole world's been turned upside down.
Totally. And you've got Jamjai's side, too.
Right, she must have been worried, feeling this new weight of responsibility.
For sure. It's a big role shift, even if they don't explicitly talk about it like that.
But it wasn't just them trying to figure it out alone in the apartment, was it?
No, and this is crucial. The neighbors step in. Kunit Noi and Mortab Jot.
Doctor, answer the question. Love that name.
Right. And they seem to have had a really positive influence. The notes say they encouraged Mae Jaew, offered different perspectives on aging gracefully.
So actual support, not just polite hellos.
Yeah, they helped shift her mindset, it seems. Gave her a boost when she might have felt quite isolated.
It shows how important that wider circle can be, doesn't it? Beyond just the immediate family.
Absolutely vital. It seems these neighbors really helped Mae Jaew start to, find her feet and actually try to adapt.
Okay, so she's starting to make an effort. Then we move into the next phase, adapting. Things evolve.
Yeah, it seems Mae Jaew does start to feel a bit more settled. The neighbors helped, and another character, Uncle Den, adds some color to her days.
Okay, good. But then a new wrinkle appears for Jamjai.
That's right. A work thing comes up. Potential training abroad.
Ah. And that creates a dilemma, I imagine.
Big time. For Jamjai, it's career versus, well, her mom, who's just settling in. For Mae Jaew, it could feel like, oh no, what happens now? Maybe worry about being left alone again so soon.
Yeah, classic conflict. Solving one problem sometimes brings up another.
And then on top of that, there's a health issue for Mae Jaew.
Oh, what happened?
She gets diagnosed with early-stage diabetes.
Okay, wow. So that means more changes, right? Diet, lifestyle.
Exactly. Another layer of adjustment for both of them. Learning new routines, new ways of eating.
But Jamjai does something really supportive here, doesn't she?
She does. She sets up a small kitchen area just for Mae Jaew.
That's brilliant. A practical way to help her feel more independent, more at home.
It really is. A tangible sign of support.
Hmm.
And that community aspect continues.
Kunit Noi again?
Yep. Kunit Noi offers to help Mae Jaew manage the diet stuff, the new habits.
That must have taken some pressure off Jamjai.
You'd think so. Knowing there's someone else looking out for her mom, helping with the practicalities, it really shows how these outside supports can buffer the main relationship.
It really does. It's not just about Mae Jaew and Jamjai in a vacuum. The community matters.
And around this time, we also hear about Uncle Den facing some health issues himself.
What's going on with him?
He's experiencing dizziness, some forgetfulness. It leads Kunit Noi to suggest some kind of course for both him and Mae Jaew.
Interesting. Proactive again, though we don't know the details of the course.
Oh, the notes don't specify. But it points to this community looking out for its older members.
And how does the work-travel situation resolve?
Well, Jamjai decides not to go. She opts for online training instead.
Wow. That's a significant choice.
It really is. It underlines the mutual care, Both are adjusting, making compromises to support each other.
Okay, so that leads us into the third stage, beginning. It sounds like Mae Jaew starts taking more charge of her own situation now.
Exactly right. After the diabetes diagnosis, she doesn't just passively accept help. She actively starts managing it. Following the doctor's advice, working with Kunit Noi on her daily routine, it's a shift towards taking control.
That's a really positive development. And it's not just physical health, is it? There's tech involved too.
Yeah, Jamjai steps up to teach her essential tech skills, like
Mhm.
video calls to stay connected, how to search for information online.
Bridging that digital divide, that's so important for independence these days.
Totally. And the notes even mention media literacy being introduced here.
Oh, so like how to tell if online information is reliable.
Basically, yeah. Being aware of misinformation. Crucial skills for anyone, but especially if you're new to navigating the internet. It empowers Mae Jaew.
Absolutely. Keeps her connected, informed, more autonomous. But there's a worrying moment with Uncle Den again.
There is. He comes to visit Mae Jaew, gets a bit disoriented, and actually gets lost.
Oh no. Was he okay?
Thankfully, yes. He was found nearby. But it's an early warning sign, right? Potential cognitive decline.
And Jamjai reacts to this.
She does. She starts researching technology, specifically things that could help track seniors who might wander off.
Being proactive, trying to prevent a worse situation down the line.
Exactly. And this leads her to find out about the Mir Foundation's Lost Without Worry service.
Okay, sounds like a helpful resource.
Yeah, likely an organization offering support, maybe GPS trackers or alert systems for families in that situation. It shows Jamjai thinking ahead.
Definitely. Okay, so that brings us to the fourth area focus. Don't fall. This sounds serious.
It is. Falls are a huge risk for older adults. This section starts with Kun Nitnoy and Mortab Jot inviting Mae Jaew and Jamjai to join some volunteer activities.
And how does that go down?
Bit of a mixed reaction initially. Jamjai's hesitant because of work. Mae Jaew wants to go, but Jamjai's maybe being a bit protective, a bit restrictive.
That classic push-pull again, safety versus independence.
Right. And Kun Nitnoy steps in, reassures Mae Jaew that it's okay for her to go, encouraging her autonomy again.
She sounds like an amazing neighbor.
Doesn't she? But then something happens that really drives the point about Falls home. A new character, Aunt Nook.
Okay, what's her story?
Aunt Nook is a friend of Mae Jaew's, and she needs a place to stay near the hospital. Her husband is seriously ill in the ICU
Oh dear, why?
because he had a bad fall.
Wow. So it brings this abstract risk right into their home.
Exactly. Aunt Nook is distraught, needing support and a place close by. It makes the danger of falls incredibly real and immediate for everyone.
And Kunt Nitnoy uses this moment.
She does. She starts a conversation about just how serious falls can be for older people and why prevention is so critical. Not just minor bumps, but potentially life-changing events.
It shifts from personal tragedy to practical prevention.
Precisely. And we see Jamjai taking action at home, too.
Making the apartment safer.
Yes, making adjustments specifically with Mae Jaew's safety in mind. Thinking about her feet, maybe ensuring she has good non-slip footwear, getting rid of tripping hazards like loose rugs or clutter.
Small changes that can make a big difference.
Huge difference.
Yeah.
And the community support continues.
What happens now?
Kun Nitnoy actually opens up her own home to teach simple fall prevention exercises and techniques.
Really? That's incredible.
It really is a community-based effort to educate and empower people to stay safe and maintain their mobility.
So looking back across these first few weeks, these first 4 stages, what are the big takeaways from this deep dive?
Well, I think the main thing is just how multifaceted this adjustment process is. It's not just about finding space in a house. It's emotional adjustments for both parent and child. It's practical changes to the living space. It's building new social ties. And it's a real focus on health and safety.
And that community element just keeps coming up as being so important.
Absolutely critical. Kun Nitnoy, Mortab Jot. They weren't just bystanders. They provided practical help, emotional support, a sense of belonging for Mae Jaew. It eased the pressure.
And the proactive steps they all took seem key, too. Managing the diabetes, Jamjai learning about tracking tech, the fall prevention efforts.
Yes, not just reacting, but anticipating and preparing. This whole initial period, it seems challenging, absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's also laying down a foundation for growth, maybe a deeper understanding between Mae Jaew and Jamjai as they navigate this together.
Right. Those support networks that focus on health and safety, they seem vital for making this transition work in the long run.
Definitely sets the stage for a more positive outcome.
It really does make you consider all the sort of unseen work and support systems that go into making intergenerational living successful. And it leaves you with a thought, doesn't it? What small things could you do, maybe in your own life or community, to better understand or even help facilitate these kinds of big life changes? Something to think about.